How we doing today? So I just want to talk a little bit about a couple information. Today we're going to go over a little bit about the mind, energy, and vibrations. We're going to start this video with a quote from Scripture. This one is from Luke 1:37, and he says, "For with God nothing shall be impossible." So going on talking about energy, the mind, and vibrations, and how the first of the 7 Hermetic principles, for those of you who don't know what that is, there's this thing called Hermes Trismegistus, and he was known as the thrice born, known to be the reincarnation of Thoth the Atlantean. And Thoth himself was known to be the god of wisdom, for he knew all the secrets of the universe, and he left his knowledge in these emerald tablets. And moving on to these principles, the first principle was the principle of mentalism. Okay, that everything is mind and everything in the universe is mental. That it's an intelligence. Okay, and we've been talking about consciousness. That consciousness is this intelligence, and even science has gotten to that point where even they have figured out that the underlying basis of all matter is consciousness, that even matter itself is nothing but an expression of this intelligence, an expression of mind. And mind itself is a system of vibrations, because every single one of us, me and you, as human beings, we're an embodiment of this infinite source. We were just got done reading some of our Wheels of Life book. They're talking about Shiva and Shakti. And in Hindu mythology, Shiva being the universal consciousness that reaches down and endows everybody with its energy, with its mind, its intelligence, and it flows through us through the crown chakra all the way through, meeting at the heart. Okay, and then we have Shakti being the expression of this intelligence, this mind. Okay, the body, for example, would be Shakti, because the body expresses everything that is going on within our mind. Okay, and back to this system of vibrations, that every time we think, okay, we've learned about thoughts, and when we think, we set energy currents, vibrations within the ether in motion. We set things in motion with our thinking, and our thoughts are not only extend out and beam out to the universe, but they also embody themselves within us. We become an expression of whatever it is that we are thinking. And a little bit more about the law of attraction, that yes, whatever it is that we think about and we beam out to the universe, we're going to bring back to us. I also want to talk a little bit about a saying by Buddha, Sidhartha, and he said, we become what we think about. Okay, like we were just talking right now, we become an embodiment of that which we think about the most. Okay, but we attract what we feel. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about the heart and the power of feeling. That feeling is known to be the secret of all creation. You could think about it in your mind and you could create these images, but unless you actually vitalize these images with life and feeling, it might not come to pass in your life, because it's not beaming with a very strong vibration. You're not sending out strong enough vibrations into the universe. Remember, it is the nature of the universe to respond to you, okay, to your vibrations, to whatever it is that you want. Okay, it's said in Scripture that we as humans were created in the image of spirit, being the image of the mind. Okay, we have the ability to create whatever we want using the power of our mind, using the power of our own personal vibratory system. Okay, because the body is nothing but an expression of this mind. And back to what we were saying before, with thoughts and feeling. Okay, we have to vitalize our thoughts with emotions, with feeling. Before we move any further, I want you guys to think of a time where you thought of something, and that specific thing ended up happening. You created that image in your mind, and you vibrated that into the universe. And the universe responded to that by creating that condition for you. You know, you meet people in your life. You somehow meet this person that suddenly, you know, is interested in the same things as you are. You know, and you start creating a support group within, you know, with you and your buddies, you know, things like that. You meet these type of people. And moving on with feeling, you know, think about those times where you were feeling bad, or when you're in the negative state of vibration, you're just, you know, just negative, and you're just attracting all these negative things. Like, people don't want to be around you. You know, something happens which makes you feel even worse because you created that within your life. You attracted that with your feelings. You know, that's the power that we have as creators, powers that weren't taught to us in schools, you know, that weren't, you know, this is how we work, you know, things like that, you know, wasn't shown to us. These are things that we need to figure out ourselves and educate ourselves with, to actually figure out how we could create the life that we want. Because all those successful people, that's all they talk about. You are the creator. You are the one. You are responsible for your success. You are responsible. You need to change the way you're thinking. You know, you need to change the way you feel about a certain thing. Remember how we talked about self-image. Okay, the way you see yourself, okay, really determines not only how other people are going to see you, but exactly how far you're going to go in life. Remember that attitude that we were saying, that the greatest discovery of the 20th century was that a man can change his entire life simply by changing his attitude. And what exactly is attitude? The way we think, the way we feel, and the way we act constitute with our attitudes. And remember, we become what we think about, we attract what we feel, and we create what we imagine. Okay, moving on with our imagination, a quote by Neville Goddard. And he says, the man who is aware of what he is imagining knows what he is creating. Okay, and a little bit more on the imagination. Exactly what is it? Okay, the imagination is an imaging faculty of our mind. Okay, we have the ability to create images and pictures within our own mind. And what we need to do is vitalize those images and pictures with feeling. Because the heart, being the master organ of the body, remember in Scripture, Proverbs 23:7, that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Because the heart, being the master organ of the body, it's responsible for creating the strongest vibrations that we have. Remember how we've learned about the emotions being the focalizing power, which gives power to our thoughts. Okay, a strong analogy for this right here. Okay, let's say, for example, we take a magnifying glass. Okay, we have the sunlight. Okay, we take a magnifying glass and we focus the sun's rays through the magnifying glass. Okay, we have this beam of light. Okay, we know that once we focalize this beam of light, it starts to burn. You know, it could burn things. It could burn through anything. You know, it's the power of that focus. You know, that's the power of concentrating with your own mind. Okay, and likewise with our emotions, that our thoughts by itself is nothing but a thought. But until we emotionalize it and give feeling to that thought, that's when that thought has power. Okay, so our feelings and emotions can be likened to the sun, you know, the power coming from the sun, vitalizing and giving life to everything. You know, and our thoughts and imagination, creating the images within our mind, could be likened to the magnifying glass. Okay, because once you create that image in your mind, you're sending out a picture into the universe of exactly what it is that you want. Okay, and once you start to feel it in your heart, once you start to feel it in here and feel its reality, that's when that beam, that sunlight, that ray pushes through and gives life to that image and beams that vibration out into the universe. Okay, you need to continuously feel it. Okay, remember how another in Scripture, okay, you must be something before you can have something. Like we just said earlier, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You have to impress the subconscious through feeling. Okay, think about it and then feel it. Feel its reality. Feel yourself whatever it is that you're imagining yourself to be. You know, do you wanna do something great with whatever company you're in right now? Imagine yourself being that person already, and feel it. Feel yourself being that person. And if you can't exactly bring yourself to believing that, then you haven't had enough success in your life in general to bring yourself to believe that. Because remember, we need to believe. If you do not believe, then it's never going to happen. Because what happens when we believe in something? Remember, mind, all being mind. When you believe something, you enter into that state of vibration, that state of being, and you're beaming that out into the universe. That has the most power, and you need to have faith that, hey, it's going to happen. Because remember that Manvantara we were talking about, the manifestation times that we have in our lives. Okay, it takes longer to manifest an ox than it does to manifest, food, for example. It takes longer for you to manifest the car that you want than it would take for you to manifest that bicycle that you want. Depending on the size of that manifestation is going to determine how long it takes for it to come into your life. Okay, so when you have these big dreams and you have these big goals, you have to continue moving towards those goals, and you have to have lots and lots of faith. All those successful people, they've been doing whatever they've been doing for many, many, many years. A lot of, I've been there too. It took me a lot of experience in growing pains, you can say, to actually figure out that, yes, things take a lot of time and energy for it to manifest in your life. You have to grow into that person. That image you see yourself being, you're growing into that person. And with thoughts and feelings, you're creating those circumstances within your life, helping you to grow into that person. Because you start, things come to you in information. You start running into books, or you meet certain people, or you hear something on the radio that just gives you a revelation, like, hey, this is what I need to do next to keep moving me into the state and growing me as a person. With all that being said, a little bit more about our mind, thinking and feeling, that a lot of people are creating those things that they don't want in their life because they're suppressing their feelings, which in fact our feelings are actually what manifest things in our life in general. Because if you feel bad, you're going to just manifest a lot of negativity and attract a lot of negative conditions in your life. Think about a time where you were in a negative situation, or in a bad state of mind, and you ended up losing something, making you feel worse, or you misplaced something and you can't remember where it is, because that negative vibration contracts you. You shrink in your mind, and you're contracted, and you're stuck in this way of thinking, this negative thought. As where you're positive about things and you felt good about things, it expands your energy. All this is science. It's a scientific fact that people who are positive about things in their life have a greater span of energy, and they're vibrating at a higher frequency. You could feel their buoyancy. When you're with somebody that's happy, you can feel their happiness. You can feel their energy. That's where you're with somebody who wasn't exactly in the greatest state of mind, or in the highest. They're in a low state of vibration. You can feel it weighing down on you. It's just like, wow, this person is really starting to drag me down. And that process is called induction. Let's say a person with a lot of energy comes, and a person with a lot of low energy is like, they come together and they're in the same aura. They induce each other's energy. So the person who's at a higher energy will come down a little bit, while the person who's at a lower state of vibration will raise up a little bit. That induction, because they're in the same atmosphere. Very, very cool. Energy and vibrations, that the universe itself is made out of nothing but vibrations, that all form is simply a manifestation of this vibration. And even us ourselves, our body, is a manifestation of the vibrations of the mind that we have, because that's what makes us different from any other creature. The mind behind that being, whether it be a cat, a horse, or a human. And ending with this video, we're already coming on to 15 minutes. I want to talk about the three gunas from Hindu mythology. No, the three gunas is basically interwoven of consciousness, energy, and matter. Okay, mind, intelligence, energy, force, and matter, solidity. You know, the expressions of that vibration. But according to Hindu mythology, these three gunas are forever intertwining in is within everything. You know, in us as humans, we have a lot of sattva within us. You know, the intelligence, the mind of the universe is within us. You know, and with our intelligence, with our mind, we direct this energy that we have, these forces, these vibrations that we have, you know, to create the material, to create tamas, to create manifestations, because we know that it takes intelligence to direct energies to move matter, manifest matter. Remember, intelligence, consciousness is a thing underlying everything in the universe. The universe itself, the universal substance is consciousness, and everything is made out of consciousness. Because us as beings, are we not conscious of being? Are you not conscious of watching this video? Are you not conscious of sitting down in that chair or standing up next to that person who's right next to you? You know, you're conscious of that. You're aware of that being there. You know, and it's that consciousness, that underlying intelligence behind all things, which directs the forces and you know, creates things within our life. So with all that being said, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. You know, we still have tons to learn about. You know, we're definitely excited about our, you know, just our education and where we are going. Because I firmly believe that we all have the power to create the life that we want. All we need to do is to educate ourselves in how to do it. And ending it with one last quote by Jim Rohn. And he says that formal education, such as schooling, will only make you a living. But self-education, okay, things you learn on your own, those are the things that are going to make you a fortune. Because, you know, unfortunately and sadly, a lot of people stop their education right after school, or they only continue their education during school. But, you know, you learn the most outside of school. And that's what I've learned, that you learn the most outside of any school that you can go to. You know, life is the greatest teacher. Experience is the greatest teacher. And these books, these self-development books, are giving us the guidelines, giving us the keys of what we need to focus on and watch out for while we experience our day-to-day lives. You know, I'm only 22 years old. You know, I'm still a youngster. I still have tons and tons and tons to learn. And with all that being said, everybody, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you on the other side of the galaxy. Namaste.